There are a million ways drug pushers can disguise their nasty product. Apparently, food happens to be the most popular method. From a bunch of fake watermelons to donuts sprinkled with cocaine, here are 10 times drugs were disguised as food items. Number 10, cucumbers. Cucumbers are one of the most popular fruits worldwide and make for some of the best delicacies on the planet. However, they've also begun to bring delight to drug smugglers, as they have started sapping out their natural goodies to stuff them with drugs instead. In February 2014, authorities in Culiacan, Sinaloa, seized more than 4,000 cucumbers. However, these weren't just cucumbers. They were all stuffed up with cocaine. It was a mischievous smuggling attempt cooked up by the notorious Sinaloa cartel. But then, this smuggling method soon got picked up by other crooks elsewhere. In 2016, over in San Diego, Customs and Border Patrol had a rude awakening when they found over 3,000 pounds of marijuana hidden inside a shipment of cucumbers. Just so you know, all the cucumbers looked fresh and juicy, so it was truly a keen perception and a little bit of luck that led to this bust. The street value of the drugs was estimated at a whopping $1.5 million. Number 9, cocaine in tomatoes. Another popular and sweet fruit was desecrated by drug dealers in the U.S. This time around, the illegal shipment had made its way through customs and roadside checkpoints over to a warehouse in Chicago. The malicious smuggling attempt was masterminded by 2 individuals, and officers never would have found the stash if not for an anonymous tip. Investigators got a tip that the 2 culprits, Jorge Dominguez and Salvador Abundis, were planning to move out a massive shipment of drugs by the end of year. By the time they got wind of the information, they found a warehouse stocked full of tomatoes. But hidden inside were about 723 packages of cocaine, which amounts to around 54 kilograms. It was a massive stash, to say the least, with a street value of over $1.76 million. The 2 men were arrested, and during the course of interrogation, more shocking criminal activities of this duo were uncovered. It was a truly bad day for the bad guys. Number 8, cocaine and sugar. Over in Paraguay, authorities intercepted one of the craziest and most cunningly devised smuggling attempts in history. It also turned out to be the largest cocaine bust in the country's history, leaving authorities totally shocked. About 4 tons of cocaine were seized in this incident. The coke had been disguised as sugar and stashed inside a shipment of sugar which was bound for Belgium. Although they never got to find out who was behind this massive drug shipment or who was on the receiving end of it, the government was happy to thwart the plans of the smugglers. They believed the massive bust would go a long way in putting a stop to the ever-growing cocaine business in the country. In total, the shipment was worth almost $250 million. Such a loss must have led the drug cartel in tears, while the officers were smiling to their backs. Number 7, drugs in potatoes. Authorities in Colombia had their own fair share of drug food disguises when they encountered a massive shipment of potatoes that wasn't actually potatoes. It turned out that some enthusiastic smugglers had made cocaine into some rubber balls shaped like potatoes and mixed them into the shipment. It was a smart move, especially given the striking resemblance the fake potatoes had with the real ones. According to reports, the traffickers used a hydraulic press to mold the coke so it looked like the real thing. The disguise would have fooled anyone, save for the fact that the alarms went off. Even after officers had managed to thwart the attempt, they still confessed that it was one of the most innovative methods of drug concealment they've ever witnessed. Number 6, fake watermelons. Some creamy, tasty watermelons didn't turn out to be so creamy after drug smugglers laid hands on them. United States border agents witnessed one of the most deceptive drug smuggling attempts after drug smugglers carefully crafted some fake watermelons and stuffed them full with drugs. The watermelons were then shipped alongside actual watermelons in a truck. The incident took place in August 2024 at the border with Mexico. At first, when Border Patrol agents stopped the truck, the driver proposed that he was simply carrying a shipment of watermelons. However, it took a while before officers noticed that there was something off about the shipment. A brief inspection showed that some of the so-called fruits were actually plastic packages painted to resemble the real deal. When officers opened up the deceptive package, they found methamphetamine inside. About 1,220 packages, making for over 2 times of methamphetamine in total, were seized. The estimated street value of the drugs was over $5 million, so it's safe to say this was truly a bust worth the front-page headlines. In the end, the shipment was seized and the driver was handed over to Homeland Security officials. Number 5. Squashing the squash. Law enforcement officers in the U.S. also busted another interesting drug food disguise. In fact, they completely squashed the drug smuggling attempt. The tantalizing discovery emerged at the Otay Mesa commercial facility in San Diego, California, not far from the Mexico border. Officers had just intercepted a trailer carrying squash fruits when they discovered that the squash wasn't squashing. The driver of the trailer was taken aside for further questioning, and the shipment was scanned using special technology. That's when officers noticed there was something off with some of the items. A special team alongside a narcotics-detecting canine was called to the scene to inspect the shipment, only for narcotics to be confirmed part of the loot. By the time the substance was tested, it was found to be methamphetamine. About 1,419 packages of meth were recovered from the squash shipment, making for an estimated street value of $18 million. It was a very good day for the customs officers, further proving their competence in fishing out bad guys, especially naughty smugglers. At the end of the day, the shipment was seized and the driver was handed over to Homeland Security. Number 4. Drugs as animal food. If animals could talk, they'd probably launch a protest against some smugglers who stashed cocaine inside containers that were supposed to contain animal food. The incident took place back in 2021 in Isipingo, Durban. Authorities had received an anonymous tip concerning a drug stash at the location, which was supposed to be a container depot. By the time the officers searched a particular container, which was thought to contain packets of animal food, they found cocaine. The drugs altogether had a collective weight of about 541 kilograms, worth millions on the black market. As of the time of this news, the culprits behind this illegal merchandise were still unknown. However, the law enforcement agents were very much investigating the case and disclosed that they were closing in on the cartels pushing the drugs. But in any case, it was a major win for the guys in blue. Number 3. Fake carrots. $500,000 worth of marijuana were seized by U.S. Customs and Border Patrol officers just outside of the Mexican border back in 2016. However, what's unique about this drug bust is that the packages were disguised as juicy orange carrots. The drugs were difficult to detect due to the professional and airtight packaging that these smugglers employed. However, after using extensive imaging technology and a bunch of canines, officers finally zeroed in and found that the carrots contained marijuana. The packages were torn open to reveal the drugs, and they were all seized, never to be seen again. Number 2. Cocaine cake. It was another eventful day for the cops in the U.S. after they found a cake made almost entirely of cocaine. The crazy bust took place in Maine and involved a couple. The couple had been driving in their car along a major road when they were interrogated and questioned concerning the snack they were carrying. At first, they only claimed it was a cake. However, they never knew the officers had already received a tip about drug smugglers coming that way. Their suspicion increased when a canine sniffed up the drug, alerting the officers that there were narcotics in the car. When officers finally checked the vehicle, they found 4 pounds of coke and almost $2,000 cash inside the trunk. The illegal merchandise had been packaged very carefully and masked with a cake. Too bad the canine could smell through all of that. In the end, the duo was arrested, forced to forfeit their drug stash. Number 1. Coke in donuts. Now, drug smugglers may have stepped out of bounds with this particular one. We all love donuts. They're one of the tastiest and most alluring snacks anywhere in the world. But now, officers are going to be watching out for kids and adults carrying donuts, all because of these guys. Once in early 2015, Mexican authorities confiscated packages of donuts that had been sprinkled with cocaine instead of sugar. It was a crazy attempt, and yet annoying as all the donuts went to waste. Over in Spain, San Andres to be specific, officers were dumbfounded when they found out that the package of donuts 2 passengers were carrying weren't actually donuts. The package contained 12 donuts, but still, there was a small stash of cocaine inside, almost 1 kilogram. The 2 individuals were immediately arrested and charged. Apparently, no one messes with donuts and goes free. Which of these cunning smuggling methods was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to enjoy more videos like this. Bye for now.